High cost of college education. And for that, we turn to the executive director of the New Hampshire Institute of Politics, right here at St. Anselm College, Neil Levesque. Neil?
Here to New Hampshire again. As you know, this audience is filled with many St. Anselm College students, and they know that the outstanding student debt right now in America is $1.3 trillion, that private education costs have gone up in the last decade 26% and 40% for public education. So knowing that, we know that you want to make higher education more affordable. But how do you really lower the costs? Senator Sanders, you mentioned a few minutes ago that you want free tuition for public colleges. How does that really lower the costs other than just shifting the cost to taxpayers?
Well, Neil, I think we have got to work on a two-pronged approach. And your point is absolutely well taken. The cost of college education is escalating a lot faster than the cost of inflation. There are a lot of factors involved in that. And that is that we have some colleges and universities that are spending a huge amount of money on fancy dormitories and on giant football stadiums. Maybe we should focus on quality education with well-paid faculty members. And I understand that in many universities, a heck of a lot of vice presidents who earn a big salary. But bottom line is, this is the year 2015. If we are going to be competitive in the global economy, we need the best educated workforce. It is insane, to my mind, hundreds of thousands of young people today, bright, qualified people, cannot go to college because they cannot afford, their families cannot afford to send them. Millions coming out of school, as you indicated, deeply in debt. What do? My proposal is to put a speculation tax on Wall Street, raise very substantial sums of money, not only make public colleges and universities tuition free, but also substantially lower interest rates on student debt. You have families out there paying 6, 8, 10% on student debt, refinance their homes at 3%. What sense is that? So I think we need radical changes in the funding of higher education. We should look at college today the way high school was looked at 60 years ago. All young people who have the ability should be able to get a college education.
Governor O'Malley. Yes. Governor O'Malley, how do you propose lowering some of these costs that are associated with higher education?
Yeah, this one falls under the category of I have actually done this. As a governor, we actually made the greater investments so that we could go 4 years in a row without a penny's increase to college tuition. My plan actually goes further than Senator Sanders, because a big chunk of the cost is actually room and board and books and fees. So as a nation, we need to increase what we invest in Pell Grants. Yes, we need to make it easier for parents to refinance, but states need to do more as well. And I propose a block grant program that will keep the states in the game as well. I believe that all of our kids should go into an income-based repayment plan. I'm joined tonight by my two daughters, Tara and Grace. My oldest daughter's a teacher. Man, their mother's here as well. We were proud of them on graduation day, weren't we, Katie? And we're going to be proud every month for the rest of our lives. I mean, we had to borrow so much money to send them to college, and we're not the only ones. There are families all across America who aren't able to contribute to our economy because of this crushing student loan. I also propose that we can pay for this with a tax on high-volume trades, and we need to, because my dad went to college after coming back from World War II on a GI Bill. But today, we're the only nation on the planet that's saddling our kids with a lifetime of bills. That's a drag on the economy. It's one of the key investments we need to make. I was flattered that Secretary Clinton 2 months later borrowed so many of my proposals to incorporate into hers. And in our party, unlike the Republican Party, we actually believe that the more our people learn, the more they will earn, and higher education should be a right for every kid.
Secretary Clinton.
Right.
Secretary Clinton, how does your plan differentiate from your opponents?
Well, I have what I call the New College Compact, because I think everybody has to have some skin in this game, Neil. Number one, states have been disinvesting in higher education. In fact, I think New Hampshire in-state tuition for public college and university is among the highest, if not the highest, in the country. So states over a period of decades have put their money elsewhere, into prisons, into highways, into things other than higher education. So under my compact, the federal government will match money that the states begin to put back in to the higher education system. Secondly, I don't believe in free tuition for everybody. I believe we should focus on middle-class families, working families, and poor kids who have the ambition and the talent to go to college and get ahead. So I have proposed debt-free tuition, which I think is affordable, and I would move a lot of the Pell Grant and other aid into the arena where it could be used for living expenses. So I've put all this together, again, on my website, and am pleased that I've gotten such a good response. But I want to quickly say that one of the areas that Senator Sanders touched on in talking about education and certainly talking about health care is his commitment to really changing the systems, free college, a single-payer system for health care. And it's been estimated we're looking at $18 to $20 trillion, about a 40% increase in the federal budget. And I have looked at his proposed plans for health care, for example, and it really does transfer every bit of our health care system, including private health care, to the states to have the states run. And I think we've got to be really thoughtful about how we're going to afford what we propose, which is why everything that I have proposed, I will tell you exactly how I'm going to pay for it, including college.
Can
Thank
I
you,
respond
Secretary
to
Clinton.
the
Thank
critique
you.
on
Neil,
health
Back
care?
to you, David.
Thank you. We're going to get right into this, Senator, because I want to ask about taxes next,
My
and this is
name
included.
was just
She was
mentioned.
asking about that.
But Secretary Clinton is wrong. As you know, because I know you know a lot about health care, you know that the United States per capita pays far and away more than any other country. And it is unfair simply to say how much more the program will cost without making sure that people know we are doing away with the cost of private insurance and that the middle class will be paying substantially less for health care on the single payer than on the Secretary Clinton's proposal.
Well, the only thing I can
Secretary
go on,
Secretary
Senator
Clinton, hold on
Sanders,
one moment.
is your
Senator Sanders,
proposals,
I
and
do
your
want to ask.
proposals go
I want to
and
ask
send the
about
health care
Secretary Clinton.
system to the
Secretary
states.
Clinton, please.
And my analysis is that you are going to have to get more taxes out of middle-class families. I'm the only
So let's
person
ask
on this
about that.
stage
Secretary Clinton,
saying
let's turn to
no
taxes.
middle-class tax raises. That
Which
is
is where
off
we're going
the
next.
table as
We
far
are
as I'm
going next to
concerned.
tax.